Hello and welcome back to our second round coverage from the 2018 Pro World Championships here in Smugglers Notch, Vermont. We've got BigSexy commentary with you here on Jomez Pro, Nate Sexton, and Jeremy Koling.
Not too much of an interesting story in the front nine, as James Conrad has just gone 9 down through 9.
Yeah, all birdies, all parked except one highlight 60-footer. He's playing absolutely incredible golf, far superior to 1100 rated pace. This could be a historically great round if he can keep it up. Hole 10, par 3, starting us off with the downhill 410-footer. This one was lengthened this year, making it much more difficult than it previously was. Tight gap off the tee, or somewhat tight for 410 feet. And you really got to control your angles because this downhill will just kind of take the disc and sail it off to the left or right, depending on your spin.
I think 410 was the shorter tee. They actually pushed it back about 60 feet. I thought that this was 450 or 460 feet, but I could
definitely believe that.
And James, pretty bad miscue there with the MD4 drifting out.
James was frustrated with the size of the tee pads and some of the step ups. You know, he takes that big run up. He's famous for that, and he was having a hard time with it.
And Calvin has come up a bit short. These AstroTurf tee pads, there's two different types of tee pads on this course. We have the pavers and we have the AstroTurf.
Oh, look at Nikko here.
Nikko is throwing a beautiful flex line. Wow. Yeah, I'm not buying that this is...
Catch a tree. Yeah, there's the tree. That saves him, keeps him in the circle.
I'm not buying that this is any less than 450, 460. But these AstroTurfs, I don't know if they just weren't tamped down well enough, but there's a lot of lumps on the tee pad areas that, especially a player like James who has so much footwork going into the shot, you can hit those bumps and it can be really uncomfortable.
Sure.
Throw you off. Didn't seem to affect him on the front nine.
Here is Calvin, 80 feet, just a little bit outside right.
And you've actually got a really nice look from
50, perhaps?
Yeah, just inside circle 2.
James for the 10th straight birdie.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's human, ladies and gentlemen.
And this is me from 45. I guess I was not quite 50.
Up and down, not quite down.
I liked it. It was a good effort.
Mm-hmm. Gave it a chance the whole way. Dead center.
Nikko makes birdie.
Yeah,
he's
taking the
box. Heat up.
Back-to-back birdies and a very slow, methodical pace to the basket.
That's how cheetahs are, man. When they're not actively hunting, they're very slow animals.
Right, got to conserve the energy.
For the burst.
Yep. And James from birdie distance, where he's been all around. This
time for par.
Yep, this time for par though, right?
With lone birdie, everyone else makes par, and on to hole 11, a downhill par 4, 615 feet. Initially breaks right and then straightens out again to the pin. It is possible to get a big-time drive down there on this hole with the right kind of turnover backhand that sneaks through it. You can get down there for a look at a 2. You really just want to find this green grass kind of in the middle. If you can land there, you're set up pretty well to get down, but there are those 3 guardian trees. I really do like those trees. It makes this approach just annoyingly tough, but that's good. You know, that's how golf should be. I think at our level, you need to have something to think about down there. You can't give people wide open 250-foot shots.
Yeah, I mean, a good drive here is going to put you in a position where that last approach is just, you don't really have to think much about it at all. But Nikko, speaking of getting hot,
oh yeah,
that is the exact tee shot that you're talking about, and then the nice little kick back into the middle. Wow, that is how you do it.
James is going off the fairway here. Can it sneak?
Oh, it was trying. Yeah. Man, that was an incredibly understable disc. A super late turn. Just held it out there a bit too wide.
Calvin, maybe a little wide also. Yes. At least it kicks towards the fairway. That's going to be easier than it otherwise might have been.
And Calvin's attack angle is at full speed rip. Mm-hmm. It's really awesome because a lot of players would get a little bit tentative in the woods, but Calvin just goes even faster and swings even quicker, which is just not an easy thing to commit to.
Yes,
for most people.
Mine got a little lucky there. Found the middle of the fairway. James has got a lot of woods to deal with.
Oh, and kick back to the left. I'm not sure if that's a bad thing or a good thing. It looks like there might be a backdoor route.
Calvin's got his Rhino. Great commitment here around the corner. Yeah, perfect. Just a little one. I'm going with my R Pro Dart.
Yep.
Gotta miss it. I wanted to go to the right of it.
And James is going for a hole 4 MVP repeat with a 200-foot jump putt. Oh, and he's going to be in danger of dropping a stroke.
And Nikko's drive leaves him a fairly simple approach. A little putter hyzer here, just one rock to hit. And he hit it.
Yeah.
That was frustrating for him. He was not really quite understanding what the heck had just happened.
Yeah, that looks strange for sure.
I had trouble there with the straddle being so wide, just generating the power.
Yeah.
Left it a little low. There's James to save a par. And he's high, so he's going to take a bogey here. Nikko off the top. Super frustrating. That rock really did work him over.
It worked him over mentally, yeah. He still threw the shot that put him in position for the birdie and just sneaks over the rim there for his par save and another slow, methodical walk to the basket. And a tough round for Nikko so far.
He's really not playing that bad, but he does need to pick it up, absolutely. But he was definitely, it is self-admittedly, he was on the walk to the next hole and at the tee for the next hole, he said, I'm about to lose my mind, dude. I'm about to lose my mind. He's like pacing all around. He was definitely on the ragged edge.
Right. And cheetahs get hungry. They got to eat.
Yeah, for sure they do. I'm in for par. And Calvin with the lone birdie, closing to within one of James after James makes bogey. Hole 12, par 3, 410 feet, going downhill yet again. This one finishes a little bit to the left, so you're going to want to throw a medium stable mid-ranger fairway driver, move down the hill, carry left, but you have to be a little bit careful about speed control because there's a big drop-off back behind the pin and it's not out of bounds. So you'd have to go down there and figure it out, down there by a raging river. So it can get bad if you go long. Luckily, there are a lot of trees to stop you.
It's a really fun shot. Just a straight tee shot the whole way down, and you just want to throw something like, I'm sure Calvin's throwing a putter or mid-range here.
I think a mid-range.
Okay. And just have it I don't know, it looks like it could be a putter, and that almost goes in.
Yeah, we heard the cheers, and he's right on the edge.
Wow.
If any longer, and he could have gone off the edge, but we knew it must have been an ace run the way people were cheering.
And Nikko going with a little bit lower line, maybe a slightly...
This is too far right, but can it get kind of sneaky? Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it's got a... Yeah,
that's fantastic.
That appeared to be a straight driver of some sort. Kind of surprising to see Nikko go with a driver there. I guess he throws a lot of drivers off the tee. He's pretty comfortable with that.
Yeah, I've been feeling more happier throwing this Leopard 3 than mid-ranges lately, so I know how he feels. Going Leopard 3 a little bit left, bouncing around in some little trees, edge of the circle.
Somewhat surprised to look at the stats and see this hole is actually averaging over par, 3.05. So
wow.
Pretty close to par, but only 13% of the field was birdieing this hole, which
that is kind surprising.
Yeah,
really.
It's a surprise to me because it's just like a pro-level straight shot, Very surprising to see James come up so short.
Just a little low. I mean, the line was fantastic, but the putter just needs height.
And we've seen him bang putts from this distance all year long.
Another one on the way, just outside.
And if you tuned in to see him continue that great run from the front nine. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Calvin, 40 feet maybe, I don't know. Beautiful putt from C2 for a birdie.
James has got some birdies left in him. I'm sure of it.
I think you're right.
Oh, solid putt there.
A little bit of obstruction. Had to loft it a little higher than I normally do. Super happy to come away with birdie.
And Nikko's going to have a look from about 18 feet. And there's 3 of the 13% of the birdies on the entire day. And Nikko's like,
I made one.
I made it. And it was actually a really good putt, too.
It
so it wasn't
really
one that snuck in. It was solid commitment there. And James gonna have to settle for the only par of the group. Slowing things down a little bit from that hot start, but still off to an incredible round.
And look at Calvin and James tied now.
Wow.
Hole 13, par 4, 520 feet. This one goes right down the road, breaking to the right initially, and then kind of hits a tunnel late. So you've got to hit this drive hard, turnover or forehand, hopefully get down there in the area of this wooden bridge that we're about to see. If you get there, you're feeling great. You've got kind of a 125, 150 foot tunnel shot. Try to navigate your way back there and look at a birdie putt.
And you can see if you finish off to the right side of this fairway, you are in trouble. There is a bunker off to the right, so you really want to push the back edge of this fairway to give yourself the best line. If you're throwing a forehand, you need to push those back trees and just get a tiny skip. You don't want anything that's really skipping off hard to the right.
Yeah.
We're going to see Calvin go with the forehand here. And that, there's just no way a shot with that much angle could work out to get into that ideal landing zone.
Yeah. Way too inside. Nikko goes with kind of a low power flex, which I kind of like. He's really playing that control game.
Mm-hmm. And
nice little roll back. That's great. I'm going with XCal here. I was really kind of licking my chops on this hole, trying to get way down there. Somehow I messed up my footing. I don't know what happened, but I yanked it and I took a terrible kick.
So small.
James with the AVR needs it to sneak, and it does. And a good reaction. He's in play there. I'm going with the mortar. Just need to get back to the gravel road. It was really a pretty open shot. I just threw it too soft, and that's a pretty bad mistake in that situation.
Yeah, because you're gonna
get more out.
You're gonna have that bunker between you and the basket.
Calvin, similar.
Yeah.
We both just didn't quite escape.
The hole is not. Well, actually, it is playing over par, 4.15. It's actually the sixth hardest hole in the course. I didn't think that's that difficult of a hole. And it's definitely one of the shorter par fours in the course.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty wide, generous fairway. It does get difficult up here on the green as these trees narrow down to a tight funnel.
Not too tough for Nikko, though. Beautiful approach there. Great drive, great approach. He's going to set himself up for a very short birdie putt. This is standstill sidewinder at full stretch for me.
Oh, wow. And is this going to work out? Oh,
that was on its way.
Close.
It was going to be a fantastic shot.
Yeah, that was nearly perfect.
And Calvin is really running into trouble now.
Yeah, you want to be there after one, not after three.
This is his fourth.
Oh, and Calvin's going to have a long putt for a bogey.
This is me for par. Sneaks through the trees. I'll have to take a bogey. Really disappointing because I do feel this is a great forehand hole.
Yeah, it really is.
Not one that I expected to run into trouble on. Maybe got a little greedy, tried to throw it too hard. Who knows?
And Jaime having to lay up for his par.
It's official. James has cooled.
Yeah, he's definitely back to a human level, which is kind of disappointing. Mm-hmm. You like seeing those rounds that are just all the way through, hot the whole way. But it's so difficult to maintain that composure, especially at the World Championships.
Calvin nearly hit that bogey save just off the chains. Nikko in for a beautiful birdie.
Calvin's going to have to settle for a double bogey here.
Hole 14, uphill par 3, 260 feet. A couple different options here. You could go dead straight at the pin, or you could play a wide hyzer. You could even play a kind of a force over flex, trying to find your way up. I think the biggest gap is on that right side, coming in with the hyzer angle late. You just have to get around this last little tree coming into view right now, so you can make circle one. What do you throw here? Do you throw forehand?
I actually do throw a forehand with a Roadrunner.
Okay.
One of my better shots around yesterday, actually. Got one just past the pin. Gave it a bit of an ace run.
There is Nikko with that patented flex
Oh,
that
yeah.
he's so good at.
Yeah, that just sets up perfect for his type of shot. I mean, that's no surprise there. Look at that tap in. If that's not a follow flight, I don't know what is. Oh, yeah.
Wow, you've seen a couple rounds before. As James takes a big bite out of his disc.
That's how you got to make sure,
Oh, I do it too. Beautiful shot by Nikko. Speed control, absolutely sublime.
And James gets a pretty good look at what you need to do. Looking pretty similar, a little bit more inside.
A little faster. He's going to go down the hill. A little bit of a tricky putt.
Holding on just a bit.
I'm going for that Nikko line. Go with the Firebird.
Just
forgot
commit.
about the Anheuser. But I got really lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was supposed to be an Anheuser Flex. You don't see that Firebird up the middle play too often.
No, that is not how you draw it up. But you'll take the distance from the pin, that's for sure.
Sometimes it's good to be lucky. It's always good, really. And Calvin's going with the rock. Not going to be having that same finish, but actually gets it via kick, via tree kick.
We've got 4 putts inside the circle here. James.
Nice one from James through the leaves.
First birdie in the back 9 on the second easiest hole of the course. Solid putt there. Looking like we're moving closer and closer to that lead card star frame.
Calvin connects. And there it is. You know Nikko's making that.
Well, the hunger is starting to show.
He's starting to play really, really well right now.
Mm-hmm. Now he's 5 down to the round. Tough start, but he's right back in it.
Yeah. Hole 15 is a par 3, 360 feet, and you must clear this rock wall to be in bounds. It almost plays like a island hole in that if you kind of have that errant drive and go OB, you have to go to a drop zone. So this is one of the more punitive holes. If you were to make a mistake, it's a tunnel shot. Great place for a mid-range or perhaps fairway driver. Try to throw that backhand very flat through the gap and finish just a little left. You can go OB with a great shot too, though. Like an ace run could end up OB, and you would go to the drop zone in that scenario.
And you can see the drop zone right there.
Yep, that short tee on the left.
Nikko with a nice drive there.
He was happy about that. He saw that skip off the root. He said he was stoked about it.
Yeah, just getting a drive through this gap here cleanly is rewarding itself. I mean, to get a look at the birdie is awesome, but just to not hit any trees, not go out of bounds, you're pumped up about that.
Mm-hmm. James takes a little bit of a tree kick. I play this hole safe. What I really should have done is tell all these spectators to move because they're right in my landing zone. But I decided to surprise them. And what usually happens when I do that is I throw way short. I just have a hard time throwing at people subconsciously. So that's well short of where I'd like to be, but it's not too terrible, I don't think. And Calvin is doing what you're supposed to do here.
You're breaking just inside the trees all the way.
That's a great shot.
Yeah,
I think that's an eagle.
Mm-hmm. It is. That orangish, faded orange color disc is a champion eagle.
Straddling over top of a bench, going with the R-Pro dart.
Look at that. Great effort there. Nikko's thinking about pouncing on some prey here.
Yeah. He's going to run this in at upwards of 60 miles an hour. Had he made that, he would have hit absolutely incredible speed. Does James run this? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that's a run.
Kind of.
That's a run.
It's a scary one. You can blow past this one on that downhill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even Nikko, look how far he is. No problem, though. Putt's looking good.
And the disc removal is getting a little bit faster now.
He's cheering up. Absolutely. Calvin in for a birdie.
Second hardest hole in the course. Not surprising. And you said it plays like an island. It's not really an island because there's like no out of bounds along.
Yeah,
it's just
right.
You're teeing off from out of bounds area into that rock wall area, and then it's just infinite inbounds almost behind the basket. Mm-hmm. But it is, like you said, very punitive if you don't get over that wall.
Hole 16, par 3, 400 feet downhill and breaking right. This one is kind of a 2 fairway type hole. You can go over this really bright mulch and go straight to the pin there with a forehand or a turnover, or you can go long of that corner tree and go back there into the shadow left of the basket and try to make your putt between those big trees.
There's just a lot of things to miss here. This is basically throw a forehand around the corner and just cross your fingers. You're playing Plinko at that point.
Yeah, and Calvin going forehand, but this is early, and that's not a good result.
Yeah, I've seen Calvin throw really a good forehand this round. His backhands have been incredible.
And Nikko with that Brinster Destroyer on the little flex line. This is slicing right through.
Oh, wow. That's as good as you can really throw it. And it really wasn't in danger of hitting any trees.
Yeah, very nice.
That's a hard thing to do, actually.
This is James with the Thunderbird, and I told him after he threw this, I said, you just threw your way right out of the bottom 5, brother.
Wow.
You are not a bottom 5 forehander anymore. You're lucky to be in the bottom 25 with that shot. That was
a quality
perfect.
throw. Yeah, and I really am surprised because I feel like the fairway opens up perfectly for that backhand Anheuser late break, which James is so good at doing.
Yeah, he told me that the tee pad there's so many rocks and like a drop off behind it, it just scares him really bad to commit to his backhand because he got that big follow through.
Oh, and Calvin has struck an early
goes with the thumber and he does
tree.
Not escape. This could be pretty bad. He needs to get up to the basket here, but there's still so many trees. And now he's got 66 feet approximately for bogey.
He's getting aggressive, almost makes it, and he's got about circle's edge for bogey, for double bogey.
Yeah, here I am, 38-footer.
Oh, count it.
Gotta get me my SloMez.
The straddle putt's getting on fire right now. Haven't missed in a while. And
James with birdie look.
Sidearm birdie percentages are high right now for James Conrad. He's 1 for 1 in his career.
That's not bad at all. Calvin for double.
No. And that is his second 6 in a matter of the last 4 holes. Sandwiched with 2 birdies, but man, those 6s really hurt.
Mm-hmm. Especially on a par 3 when the entire card makes 2s. It's a very rare and very painful thing.
And I have to give a shout out to Finn, Yale Store, who goes birdie, par, birdie, ace, birdie, and then birdie on 16. He aces 14 and continues. It's so hard to do that through that stretch. And you get an ace, keeping the momentum going, especially on the second hardest hole in the course on hole 15, getting birdie there, and on the tough 16.
Really amazing.
Awesome effort there from Yale Store. Great round.
Hole 17, par 4, 530 feet. This one is a bit tricky. It's short, but you just need to follow the road and throw a hard thrown driver, hopefully take a big skip, and you can find yourself all the way up by this short red tee if you throw the drive correctly. It's just all about hitting that fairway. You take that early tree hit, and this hole becomes a nightmare. On the surface, it looks pretty easy, but it certainly has teeth.
Hung that one out a bit wide.
Catches the last tree. Really, it was probably going to be a little long of the ideal spot regardless, but certainly would like to see it miss that tree. And James is early here. There's no OB or anything, but that's not what he's looking for.
Are you throwing a destroyer?
Yeah, I go destroyer. Try for the big skip. I'm kind of a power guy.
I would not describe that play as a power play.
Oh, it is. That's what all the power players are throwing. They're going for the big skip, looking for that eagle.
Speaking of eagle, actually, I'm not sure if that's what...
I think it is.
Okay, and Calvin, after the 6, a bit high. No good tee shots in this hole. Very surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Not a difficult tee shot for these players. Calvin is going to finish out about...
Circle 2-ish?
Yeah, inside circle 2. A nice, long, slow roll to a pretty decent spot. Shouldn't have anything in the way.
You dumb.
Nikko was very shocked that happened. He was not happy with that.
Wasn't sure if that was a song or what the battle cry.
I don't know if it's either of those. It's
Okay.
James goes forehand roller. Actually pretty fortunate there to not roll down into the ravine. My drive actually came up in a pretty good spot.
Sure.
Not got a little lucky. I'm going R-Pro dart here. A little too wide, a little too long.
But
there are windows.
You are a straddle putter, and straddle putters do find a way.
We always find a way. James up to the basket. Yeah, really straddle putting and love. Those are the two things that always find a way.
And life, according to Jurassic Park.
Yeah, so maybe there's three things. Calvin close again, just off the top. I got this little low window.
Yep.
Snuck it in for the birdie.
Straddle putters find a way. Really surprising to see one birdie in this hole. This is a hole that I think of backhand predominant players just really attacking this hole. The fairway is pretty wide. A lot of generous landing area. And, three of the players will have to settle for par here.
On to 18, our last hole of the day, par 3, 345 feet. This one is dead straight. Lots of bushy trees and branches in the way, though. You really want to throw a straight, high backhand, kind of in the vicinity of this lowest power wire.
That's what I would call it.
It's a power wire. I don't know if it's telephone related.
Okay.
You want to get near that power wire, and then hyzer down to the basket.
I don't know why that's so funny. Yeah, it's like a slight break with the anhyzer, some sort of fairway driver off the tee.
This is another weak leopard 3 shot by me. I need to really stop doing that if I want to win the world championship this year. I have to throw those harder, a little more crisp. I think I'm just kind of shorting my reach back. Nikko going for that flex. This is also just slightly underthrown, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, he's at circle's edge. He's looking, but yeah, you want to. I'm sure James will show you how to commit to an anhyzer. Going with the MD4 here, just ripping on it.
Yeah, he doesn't mess around.
And that's how you open up the whole fairway there.
Beautiful.
What a great way to finish his round. That's going to bring him to 11 under, I believe, for the round.
Correct.
Only 2 down in the back 9 after that 9 down start. But you know what? You go 9 down in the start, you can give yourself a 2 down in the back 9 and shoot a fantastic round.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter how you get to 11 as long as you do it.
And Calvin with a nice finish himself. 2 6s in the back 9 really set him back. But, man, it feels good to finish with a birdie.
Trying to throw something in here. A little bit too low.
That's a fun, creative little effort there.
Nikko from about 35, 38.
Oh, look at that. The back 9 was true to Nikko. He committed to his shot, settled down, made some good putts, threw some great drives.
Finishing the round at -7 despite a few miscues. Really nice.
Not a bad round at all.
Calvin and James will both birdie as well. And I will settle for a par.
3 birdies on hole 18. That's a good score. Not the hardest hole, but a good score to get a birdie.
And you see Nikko there. -6 on the back. Fantastic.
Check out these overall scores. It's Paul Macbeth.
Oh, the Pauls. Macbeth into first. James Conrad and Paul Ulibarri tied for second. And Greg Barsby makes a move onto the lead card. That's going to be fun to watch.
Ulibarri with a 13 under. This guy is no... what's the word for it?
He performs on the biggest stage.
He does. He brings it to the World Championships.
Yeah,
every time. He just seems this is his event every year. He's always in the hunt. So it's exciting to see the 2 Pauls and James Conrad continue this blistering start.
We will see you guys tomorrow for round 3 action back at Fox Run.